Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Comlink Chatter podcast. Today we will be going over X-Wing Rogue Leader by Hayden Blackman. Today I have, or actually this evening, I have Sam Cancel Me with me.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and we were going to do this earlier, but
We're gonna do this 2 days ago, man. No, yesterday. My bad.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It happened. We're here now.
Yeah.
Honestly, this will probably be our shortest one, or at
It is a
least
pretty
the
short comic.
comics, because there's only three of them.
Yeah.
Um, there might be some shorter episodes, because unless we want to bundle stuff together, but
We could,
yeah, we could.
because we were literally gonna do Blood Ties and Boba Fett is Dead in one stream if we could. And that's a huge comic, so
Yeah, that
we
was,
could. We could.
yeah, we could. Well, there, imagine doing like what was it, Outlander, which was 6 issues, with something else that was 6 issues.
Oh Jesus. That would be
Like
like a
this,
6 hour stream.
man. I don't know if I could download that to Spotify.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I was saying off live stream about supernatural encounters. Um, it's wonderful. It's great. I don't. I think
Oh, you don't
Joe
have to
sent.
share that right now. Just do it
Oh,
whenever we're like
I got
reviewing
you.
the actual comic. Yeah, yeah.
I think Joe sent me a list of books to read before. If you want me to send those to you,
That'd be great. That'd be great.
because I think.
Especially oh, what's up? My bad.
Oh, I was gonna say. I think he said for the novels because it takes place after the Legacy of the Force.
hmm
Um, I haven't even read Legacy of the Force. I've only
hmm
read part of New Jedi Order and then the New Republic. Um, but like, there's that you have to read. Um, yeah, quite a bit. I also am watching Brendan's review and commentary on it, and he'll like
hmm
reference all the stuff. There were only a few that I didn't get the references to.
London is the all nowhere, bro.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm glad you have this because it feels like reading the Cimmerillion. Have you ever read that?
I haven't, but I know what it is.
Yeah. So
Lord of the Rings.
this is just the Cimmerillion of Star Wars, and
hmm
starts off with a bang. The epilogue, read that.
I
Artwork,
I read the epilogue actually.
it was pretty good. There were references to like TCW, some random like the guys just spitting out references. Um,
That's how we like it though.
yeah, which
Like
I don't.
not good.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, not like I like references because like I feel like nowadays Disney Star Wars makes like a trillion references and it's always like remember that? Remember? Well, here you get do you get it? Do you get it? Do you want me to explain it? But do you get it though? Like it's just all on your face. But like
Yeah,
when I was reading Wedge's Gamble and they mentioned Thrawn, I was like, "Oh shit, Thrawn." Like, it was, like, cool because you feel like you're in universe, you don't feel like
the
you're
uh, what is it? The fleet. What's the name of it?
yeah,
I
and
keep thinking
they even mentioned the
Katana.
Katana fleet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, shit, that's cool." I know what
yeah,
that is.
yeah.
So but I don't know, like, it's really a
Casual about
simple reference, but it made me so happy to hear that because
it.
I
Yeah,
was, like, not expecting it. Because X-Wing is very, like, contained in its own little, like, pocket world. And it doesn't really reference a lot of outside stuff. Like, I think from what I read right now, like from what I read so far, it's the book series that references the least amount of like prequel and OT and like whatever,
Which it does reference the prequels, but their own concept of the prequels at the time.
Hmm.
Especially Wedge's Gamble.
Gamble.
Um, did you finish that one?
I did. I started Back to War. No, Krytos Trap. My bad, my bad.
Finished that. So, what did you think of the like the cliffhanger of
What cliffhanger, like of Corin
with
being
yeah,
dead? Well, I don't know if I have a different version of it, but like
right,
there's a scene at the end. The ending of the book is Corin in a cell in a ship,
right,
and Isao and Isard
hmm,
coming in and like mocking him basically.
yeah,
So I knew he wasn't dead,
right. But like, just
but
like,
like
didn't at the end of it, they put Tycho under arrest?
yes, yes,
That
which
that's
I'm so conflicted about. I'm like, because for a while I was like, there's no way he's the spy. And then they said that he was talking to somebody at the bar. He was talking to Kurtz and Laura at the bar. I was like, bro, like I felt betrayed. I was like, damn, I trusted you, man. I would have vouched for you. How
yep,
can you do this to me? But now I'm also like, is he a traitor? Like I'm like back and forth. Cause like I thought that he wasn't a traitor when I first started reading the X-Wing books.
yeah.
Wait, hold up. Yes. Okay. My bad.
There
I
you
thought
go.
that he wasn't a traitor, and then I kind of thought that he was, and then I thought that the the droid was the traitor. Forgot his name.
Um, which droid? The protocol
The
droid or
3PO, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought he was the traitor because he was acting weird. It's like really weird. But like I guess it's just his programming now. And and then I for a while I didn't know, but now I'm like maybe it is Tycho. Like I don't know. But I really want to get back to reading. I just haven't really had a lot of time lately because of the whole documentation and stuff, but I really
hmm.
want to get back to reading.
Oh man, it's I don't know. Kratos Trap might be my favorite so far. I do have to reread Rogue Squadron to make a final thing on that.
Mhm. And
Um,
this is right before Rogue Squadron, right?
the comics,
Yeah.
yes. So this is actually right before the comic book series Rogue Squadron, and then Rogue Squadron comic books are the lead up to the book.
Okay. I also love the way the book starts with like Corin kind of like in a situation like against other fighters, and it ends
Yeah,
up being a simulation afterwards, but they don't make that like very clear. And
they
I was like,
don't.
bro, like imagine that animated and just very like a very intense scene, and then it ends up it's like a simulation. I think that would be awesome, bro.
Right. Yeah. So thinking about the New Republic as a like if you did episodic episodes, I would say that these comics, the Rogue Leader comics, would be a great one-off type of show. 30, like if it was a 30-minute episode, um,
I think
they
we could like not rushing it. That could be 2 episodes,
yeah,
maybe three, if you really want to like. I guess like three. This gives me like a Bad Batch episode type of pacing, if that makes
okay.
sense. You know?
I haven't seen Bad Batch since it first came out, but
Mhm.
which I did enjoy the little movie that they did, mini movie or whatever, 90
Yeah.
minute episode. Um,
It was cool. I just like I'm not super invested in the characters, you know?
Exactly. And there were so many like I actually had a converse like a something on a thread on Facebook
Mm.
about Dave Filoni, and I personally believe that Dave Filoni did in the Clone Wars what the filmmakers did um, in the sequels. Like what he did to the prequels with the Clone Wars was what the people that made the sequels did to the originals.
Oh, for sure.
It made it dumb. It dumbed it down. It threw off some things.
I don't hate
There were some good
Ahsoka.
parts, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I don't
And
hate Ahsoka, but I don't see like, and this is something that I kind of thought about after watching Mandalore's video on it, Tad Larkin,
yeah,
because he
which
was like, no, so
no, go ahead.
yeah, no, he was like, there's no way the Jedi Council would give Anakin a Padawan. Like, there's absolutely no way they would trust him enough to like knight him right after Episode 2 and give him a Padawan, like that. You know, it would make more sense for them to give uh Kenobi another Padawan
Or even one
than.
year, like he gets knighted when he originally did. After that,
Mhm.
I could see that, but
Yeah,
definitely not right after. You know that.
yeah. It's just also like I feel like Anakin in TCW is like a different character.
He's a cool guy. That's what he is. Like he's
Yeah.
not the edgy guy, the guy in the back of the class, the guy that you know's like gonna cause
Mhm.
problems.
He's a
Um,
popular kid in TCW.
exactly.
In like the actual movies, he's like a Xbox gamer that has like two or three friends.
Yeah, he's too comfortable with himself. So
Mhm.
early on, too early on, because he starts to get comfortable with himself, but it's kind of a snarkiness. Like, eh,
Mhm.
he's too witty. He's trying too much to be Han Solo, which he's not.
Yeah.
Um, he's
The fame
more,
gets to his head. He's like, I'm too
yeah,
good. I'm better than all the other Jedi. Like everything's too easy for me.
which he thinks that in originally, but that
No, no,
was
yeah, I'm
after.
saying like later on he becomes like that.
But that's not how he is right after. He's just like, I
Mhm.
want to understand everything. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. And then he goes to, you know what? I have this. I have that. I can get this. I can get that.
Mhm.
But in the Clone Wars, he's just like, I got everything. I'm a content
Yeah.
person. He was too content in
It's
it.
yeah, it's like Anakin from episode 2, and then if I'm not wrong, the Battle of Christophsis is
Yeah.
like 2 months after the 2 months
Battle of
after.
Geonosis.
Yeah, the Battle of Geonosis. And it's like, I know this is nitpicking at this point, but like his hair is super long. He got knighted. He gets a Padawan, and he is literally Anakin from Episode 3 in
Yeah.
2 months.
Hmm.
Like, whoa, like chill, like build up to that.
Right.
You know,
Which, him being who he is, I don't, you haven't read the Republic comics, have you?
I didn't, but I do have like some general knowledge of it.
So, whenever there's this point in the comics, whenever there's kind of a time jump for Anakin, it goes from him recovering from the Battle of Jabim to when he like has towards the end, like towards the Outer Rim sieges.
Mhm.
And there's a bit of time there. There's some development there. He's been knighted finally. I
Mhm.
think that would,
Oh, because that's the Clone Wars movie, right?
or
Like not movie, but like the
yeah,
show. Yeah.
which I think the TV show Clone Wars is the perfect in between for it. And I think that TCW is a very fan fiction type of way. There's good stuff in it. I enjoy it. But it's just very like it's odd.
Yeah.
It was definitely at that point where George Lucas was kind of going, let's just throw crap at the wall that makes money.
Mm,
Like, um, but and he was all about progressing the storytelling, progressing technology. Like that's what he was
yeah.
doing. Um, the consistency he started losing it in the prequels, some of the consistency, but he really lost it with whatever stuff. Because I mean, Dave Filoni says that he gave some ideas in the Clone Wars, but I don't know if I can believe him all the time because whenever they give him praise, he goes, "Well, thank you so much," or
Well,
and
the
then
thing
whenever
is
they
like,
give him crap, he's like, "Well, that was George's idea."
and also, bro, something that pisses me off is that George has never once called Filoni his apprentice, his Padawan. Like Filoni gave himself that title, and everybody just ran with it. Like, bro, stop, stop. Like, come on. George has
But
never
it's like,
once said that.
yeah, like George Lucas uses the word canon in so many different ways. Um, because yeah, and it's like, ugh.
Mm,
And Dave's like, well, it's my canon. It's our canon. Like mine is the same as the movies. No, it's not.
it's really not, bro. The
It
thing's like,
contradicts the movies.
bro, the thing is like, I I don't agree with some things that George does, and I don't agree with some opinions that he holds. But at the end of the day, it's his story.
Yeah.
He created it. He
Yeah.
created the universe. It's not Filoni's story. It's
Mm-mm.
not the writer's stories. If he wanted to come in and make his own like sequel trilogy and like change up a whole bunch of stuff, he can. That's his
He
story.
has the
Would I
full
like
right to
it?
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Would I like it? Probably not because I like the way the EU is set up, prequel wise, right?
Yeah.
Sequel wise. I'm sorry. But like, that's his story, bro. If he wants to like literally just blow up the universe and put an end to Star Wars, he can. Will I like it? No, but it's his story. Now, when
Right.
Dave Filoni comes along and does stupid stuff like that, and he's like, "Oh, but George this and this," no, bro, that's his story. That's not your story. I will always have a respect for what he does, even though I don't agree with it, because he created it. You know, like people complain about the remasters. Me personally, I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
And even if there are like some goofy scenes on the remasters, on the re-releases, like that's what George wanted. That's his vision. It's his story. You know, like that's the way he wanted to tell it. How you gonna tell somebody how to tell their own story? You can't really do that, you know?
Right.
But yeah, that's just how I think about it basically.
Yeah. I. It's yeah. Anyway, I don't know how we got on this tangent. It always happens.
Um,
we got
classic.
we got to call out Dave Filoni every time. Um, I think what it is that somebody set something up originally, and then he is going, you know what? We're going to do that, but we're going to do it different, and the different isn't as
And do it
good.
my way.
Yeah, and it's like, why don't you do it where it's better? Like, honestly, if he wants to have knock off Jen Ors and Kyle Katarn have a baby, don't name it Jason. Call it someone else. Call it Caleb. Like I said privately, like that's better.
Man.
People will get emotional. You know.
Bro, Disney has like 4 different versions of Kyle Katarn on their canon. Think about it.
Okay.
Think about it. Cal Kestis, right?
Oh,
Cassian Endor, right? Kanan Jarrus, right? And Finn. It's
oh,
four
that's because he was an excellent.
really diluted versions of the same character, bro. Like,
Original characters.
oh, super, super. I even made a meme about it, and I had like, can we have Kyle Katarn? We have Kyle Katarn at home, and it was Cassian Endor. And then on the slides, I had like Kyle Kestis, and it said Ginger Kyle Katarn. And then I had what's his name? Cassian Endor, and it was Mexican Kyle Katarn. And then I had Finn, it was Black Kyle Katarn. And I had what's his face? Kanan Jarrus, and it was Filoni Kyle Katarn. Because they're all the same, man. Literally. Mhm.
Dude, that's wild.
Also, what blew my mind when I read the Jedi Academy is Kip Duran.
Hmm.
Like Ezra is literally Kip Duran for canon, bro. Like if you really think about it, like his parents fighting back and getting killed, and he like is alone and he suffers, and then like he finds out he is force sensitive, but he's also very dark sided, and he has like that person that he looks up to, which for Kip it's Han Solo, but for Ezra it's like Kanan, right? But like they're still going back and forth between the like, to me, when I found that out, like when I realized that reading it, I was like, this is Ezra Bridger. Like Filoni literally ripped off this too. Like there is not a single original character. For a
Well, I
while,
don't.
I thought, no, so
I don't. Sorry. I don't think he
mhm.
like honestly. If we said Kip Duran, he would. I don't think he would have known who we were talking about. He just took stereotypes that were already done before and called it his
Mhm.
own. So he might be accidentally ripping something off because it's already been done.
Yeah,
You have to, in order to be original, you have to learn all kinds of things and then avoid them. Avoid copying someone else's work accidentally. You know, I mean,
yeah.
that's the problem nowadays. Is you're always going to be, you know, something's going to resemble something else.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
which the Kyle Katarn one just blows my mind. Uh,
Like four, really?
four of them.
Oh man,
What ethnicity is Kanan Jarrus supposed to be?
I don't know. He kind of looks like either Hispanic or Middle Eastern, kind of,
Hmm, good.
in my opinion. But I don't
Interesting.
know. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
like Latinos are literally like a mix of everything. So let's just say that he's Latino. Like me, for example, I have Italian, Black, and Indigenous. So just me is like three different mixes. So
yeah.
yeah.
Um, I'm American. We're a stirring pot of chaos. Uh, um, what was I going to say? Oh, there was a quote by Dave Filoni.
Mm,
You're just like
yeah, here we go again.
25 minutes. Dave Filoni talk. Um, what was it? It was in an interview that he, or maybe it was a forward or some comment he made that was put in the back of A New Dawn, and that was the first new canon novel that was based around the
Mm,
characters he made from Star Wars Rebels. And in it, he talks about the new canon, and he says it is so wonderful that there is no hierarchies of canon; everything is canon. a few years later, he contradicts this new canon so many times. You've got Kanan Order 66 experience. You have Ahsoka's Siege of Mandalore,
Mm-hmm.
and then just a number of other things.
Tales of the Jedi contradicts the Ahsoka novel also.
Like he helped write that thing. Like he gave the notes, and then he just goes,
just
"No,
he's itching to like just contradict stuff,
he
bro.
is."
Just itching to like, oh yeah, I have to. I can't. I have to. Like, come on, bro, stick to
So
it.
it's like it doesn't matter what canon is. It's like, oh, if it doesn't matter, give me my books. Give me Legacy 3.
If
Give
it
me
doesn't matter, assign a small team to make an animated project of Legends. If it doesn't matter that much,
yeah. I'm
man.
honestly like if Dave Filoni's movie is called Heir to the Empire, I will be so annoyed, but I will forgive it with one circumstance.
Mm,
If they make an animated adaptation of the 3 books,
imagine, bro.
because
But like, I don't know. I look, you don't want Disney touching that stuff, bro. I don't want them even thinking about it. Because knowing them and knowing the writers and the people that they put in charge, it's just gonna turn into like, oh, but what if this character was this way? And then it's not gonna be the same.
don't give it to
I
Dave
already know.
Filoni. Give it to Gendy or someone.
But they won't. But they
No.
won't. Unfortunately.
There's so many people that want him to make Heir to the Empire. And it's like, no, you have Heir to the Empire backwards. Like from what
Heir
I've
to the Empire
watched.
at home.
Like you have like the Dark Jedi going to Thrawn instead of Thrawn going to the Dark Jedi. And yeah.
Man, the thing is like Balaam, he is supposed to be like a cool character, right? Bro, I we have all of these cool looking characters. I just want batshit crazy Jorah Sabayoth. Just give me the crazy guy. That's what I want. Can we stop having like cool villains that are gonna monologue on and on and on and they have this calculated plan? Can we just have some crazy people that just want to have chaos in the galaxy? Like, can we just not have the same type of villain over and over and over again? Villains with different motivations, villains that are not tied down to the Jedi Order. Like, bro, please.
Sorry.
Like, I'm just tired, man. I feel like every single Disney villain has the same like motivation. It's always the same thing. Like, can we have like some Sirook Empire type stuff where they are just like they literally are just clinically insane, and it's a whole species of them that wants to enslave the whole galaxy just because they felt like it. Can we just have that instead of for the Empire? I will bring the Empire back. Like, come on, bro.
It's
That
already
was
been done before. That's my problem with it. Like I've seen it before. I'm good. Thrawn's come back. Oh, Thrawn's gonna bring back the Empire. He was gone for this. Okay, he did that already.
and nothing
I
that's happening now have has no influence on the future.
I understand Marvel fans now. When Age of Ultron comes out, and they're comparing it to the original Age of Ultron comic books that are apparently great. Never read them, but I get it now. Oh, WandaVision, she's going to be the House of M storyline. I've read House of M. I've seen WandaVision. House of M is amazing. I don't know if you've read that.
No,
Um,
I haven't. But
there's
One
a,
Division was kind of meh to me. Like
I mean,
everybody was going crazy about it. I was like, I mean, it's not bad, but like, I don't really care.
but Age of Apocalypse. Heard it's an awesome storyline. I've seen the TV show. Had it. See the movie. Like I get it now for them. This is
Mhm.
this is what it's like. Except their stuff still gets continued. You know.
Yeah, they're still getting new comics and stuff. Which
Right. Yeah.
I've heard that the comic book industry nowadays is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of self inserts. People don't care about the actual storylines. They only care about like agendas and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know if that's a
There's
good
stuff that
thing that is
does
continuing.
sell. There's
Huh?
stuff that does sell.
Yeah. But like if you really think about it, like mangas. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, manga.
Yeah, manga is outselling comic books in America, which has never happened ever.
Yeah. The manga section in my school's library is, I think, almost bigger than the comic book section.
Yeah, because like people, you don't see like you don't see the like you don't see all of those countries doing a whole bunch of agenda filled stuff. It's literally the story and that's it. If the story's bad, the story's bad. You
I
know?
also think the format is a great thing. Um,
Hmm.
New volume of this manga comes out. Okay, it's. Do I have one in here? I, I've got one on the shelf over there, but it's like a trade paperback.
Hmm.
I think if comics want to survive, they will have to go to the okay. We're not going to release our one issues at a time. I think single issues are going to fade away fast,
Oh yeah.
because they're going to about $5 now. Where a manga you can get, your good chunk of the story, um, for I don't know how much is a manga.
I had a
$10.
Star Wars manga back in the day when I was a
They
kid.
they still make them. They adapt some of the new canon stuff.
Yeah. I remember like seeing it on the shelf and I was like, bro, I want that. It looks cool.
They have a they have a manga called
Oh,
The Messiah. It's the
I
gospel.
had that. I had that.
I've never read it, but it looks
I
really
had
cool.
that. Does it have like a black background on it
Yeah.
on the cover? Yeah, I had that. Are you looking for something on
I'm
the
looking
computer?
for how many pages are usually in a manga that costs about 14. Because see, I'm trying to compare. Okay, we've got single issues which are about 25 pages, but it's real big. I mean, right here. Um, Imagine that, but put down into a little book, and then you charge it $15. Add a bit more, so like 2 or 3 issues into it.
Mhm.
Um, what do you got? Because like I think the digestibility of a manga is what's making it. You get the bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Wherewith, I mean, here this was $3 when it came out. Now it would be almost $6 for that.
Man.
If they made new EU comic books, I'd of course buy them, but I would dread buying them because they'd be $7, like $6 or
Oh
$7
yeah.
a piece. Which, getting supernatural encounters, I'm like, whew, that was $100 of contributing, which I would say is very well worth it. But if they did a book like that every year, I'd be like,
Question about supernatural encounters.
yes.
Is it only a limited sale? Like,
So
is it not made?
technically there's not a sale for it. You could be a contributor before a certain deadline, and you'd have like your name put in it.
Mm.
If you were like a really high contributor and you did it early enough, you're
Brennan.
well, or like Matt Wilkins, he's been supporting it for a long time.
Watkins, Matt.
Yes,
Whitkins, Matt. Yeah.
he put him. He put him in the story, and
No, Brennan was in it too. I
oh,
think.
is he?
I'm pretty
I know.
sure.
I know he was in the contributors in the back. I was too. I was by Abel G. Pena, who wrote Skywalkers and some other
Oh, that's
materials.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Um, but so the contributors, the high contributors would get. So like I was in the $100 bracket, and so I got a nice hardcover, and then I got my name in it. But you could
Mm.
go do lower ones, and you could get the paperback, or you could get. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go big or go home, like with this. Um,
Mm.
there were
But
even
like what I'm saying is like, could I still buy it now?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's not really a website to go and buy it from. I
Mm.
know there will be fan printings eventually,
Yeah,
which they're gonna
I'll need
slice up into
to.
2 volumes because that thing's huge. Um,
Oh yeah,
you,
I
we
think
can
it's
talk
huge.
about it. We can talk
Yeah, we'll
about it.
talk about it later. I think we should just jump into the
Well,
uh
I do want to say you
topic at
brought up
hand. Oh.
Balin from Ahsoka.
Mhm,
There was
mhm.
actually a Lego figure that allegedly they released of him a long time ago.
Hold up, it's loading.
Jedi Bob.
Classic, bro.
Yeah,
Classic.
I would not disrespect Jedi Bob that way.
Classic Jedi Bob.
There was
Have you ever seen this guy on Instagram? His name is Perry on Lego. It's something like that.
okay.
Yes, it's him. But this guy's name is Perry on Lego on Instagram. He follows
Mhm.
me and I follow him too on my meme page. He built the Jedi Praxium.
Oh,
The I think the
yes,
Ossus. Bro, it was amazing. It was really good. He's a really skilled builder. Like it
yeah,
was really really good.
nice. I'll have to check it out. I'd like to make something like that once I get done with Tatooine, but I'll do Tatooine one or few at a time.
Oh, yeah. You good?
Sorry, I was just checking my phone real quick.
You good? You good?
Let me make sure it's charging. All right, find it. So, not supernatural encounters. Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Leader. Let me pull up the.
One thing about this that I kind of like, I like the art more and more as I read it. I feel like the
Yeah.
art got better as I read it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I don't really know how to explain it. I feel like the drawing style kind of changed. Like the first issue kind of looked like a kid's novel or a kid's comic book, kind of. It's like very smooth, like cartoonish art. And then later on it gets more like comic book like.
Yeah.
Like compare like the first few pages where they're in Andor and then go
Cass.
to the page where they get to Corellia.
Yeah,
You
I
see what
can
I
see
mean?
that. Oh yeah. Wedge, sorry, Wedge had to dress like Han Solo. Throw
I
me
know. I
off.
was like, Han? Han is in this? When did they pick
Uh,
him?
which they're both Corellian, so that's I think
Yeah.
what they're going for. Anyway, so X-Wing Rogue Leader was published in 2005, and it takes
W.
place one 1 week after the Battle of Endor. So I think the Truce of Bakura takes place right after uh, Return of the Jedi. And so this happens right after that, or a few days after that. Um, so if you're working on your web series show or whatever, if you wanted to adapt this, it would go right after True Sakura.
I kind of I was surprised that Truce only took a week.
Yeah.
It's like very fast. Like I would have thought it was like a month or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure with especially in space how time works is another way that they could explain
True.
different things that way. This was a monthly thing. It was only 3 issues. It was written by Hayden Blackman. Um,
1 second.
and
You can keep talking.
Hayden Blackman, he wrote Open Seasons and some issues of the Republic comics. Let's see. It started in September and ended in November. The time that it takes place is 4 ABY. The 3 issues are called Return of the Rogues, Assault on Corellia, and Rogues Forever.
I like the last one. The name of the last one.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, so this is a prequel to the, the books, but then also the comic book series that is a prequel to the books.
The prequel to a prequel.
Exactly. Did you hear that I said it was by Hayden Blackman who did Open Seasons?
I like him. I like him. Wait, didn't we read something else from him too?
Um,
It wasn't Blood Ties. I don't know what it was.
yeah, it just says Open Seasons.
The Mall
Obsession.
comics.
No, he didn't do them all.
No, okay.
He did Force Unleashed.
Oh, okay.
So he was behind that that stuff, and then Star Wars Galaxies. He did some stuff in that. Some other video
I like
games.
that game.
Yeah. Bounty Hunter. A lot of the Jango Fett stuff before. I think that he is maybe one of the 3 authors that I think really can respect the Clone Wars era. John Ostrander is another one, and then Gendy Tarkovsky. There are a few others that I would say for sure really respect it.
You mean respect it, but like haven't written it?
Well, no, they have.
Or just in general?
Like they're my favorite of the Clone Wars.
Okay, got you.
Which there are a few that I haven't dived into as much. Like I haven't read the episode 3 novelization or like some of the James Luceno stuff.
I have to. Man, I have A lot to read. I
You,
have a
it's
lot.
it's like Crucible is the end game for the post Jedi, and then Episode 3 is like my end game for just my prequel era before that. Right now, I'm just
Mhm.
trying to finish the comics. So, it opens up with the debris of the second Death Star. And then it looks like there's a bunch of fires and things going on Endor in the Ewok village.
Yeah,
Um,
this is kind of brutal.
it
The
is,
Ewok just standing by and the guy's tied to the trees.
yes.
You ever play
Uh,
Ewok Hunt?
no, I have not. Is that on
Yeah,
Battlefront?
yeah. You know what it is?
So you're stormtroopers and you hunt down Ewoks?
No, the other way around.
Oh,
And it's nighttime. It's dark.
oh! I've seen the trailer for that game mode.
Yeah,
It looked fun. It's like when
it's
the
pretty
bushes
scary.
start speaking Ewokese.
Yeah.
Um, and so we are introduced to Captain Ten Nub. Um, he
This
is a
isn't. I thought this was a Aeronum.
Did
That's
you
how you
think it
say
was
it, Aeronum?
Ten Nub
Yeah, no, but I thought he's not the one that flew with
with
Lando,
Lando?
right?
No,
Okay, okay.
don't
Yeah.
believe. I don't think so.
That may make me racist. I'm sorry. They all look the same. It's
Well,
true.
this is definitely. It might be the next one, but
This one.
so he was actually in the movie. Um, he might have been in a deleted scene, um, but there was a B-wing pilot that was a Solistan,
Okay.
uh, and it might have been we were just too racist to think he was Negnum. Now, are they related? Let's see.
I mean, they have the same last name. I would think
Yeah,
so.
I am on the canon page. I don't want that.
I hate that it like literally just goes to it like by default. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't want this
Uh,
crap. The hell? Mhm.
oh my gosh.
What?
I had him in Lego and I didn't even know it.
Do you still have it or what happened?
Um, well, okay, so I had the B Wing Lego set. And of course, you see him flying the B Wing here. Oh, shoot, I have to pick this up now because technically this is EU. But it's also, in the movies. But
Hmm.
so it was the second edition of the B Wing. And I think it was around 2005, perhaps. It was when
Hmm.
like the new Slave One came out. I remember the advertisement for it and everything. Um,
Wait, Django's Slave One?
no, it was Boba's second.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Man, they
I,
need a modern Django Slave One, bro. They really do. I like that colorway way more than Boba's. Do
oh yeah, for sure. Let me see if I can pull up a. Well,
you want me to
okay.
do it?
Um, I can. I think I got it.
Okay.
Um,
Mm.
I always wondered why who this guy was. I was like, who is this guy? It was this guy. You ever seen that before?
Oh no, I haven't.
So he came with the Lego B-wing. I didn't remember him in the movies, and so I was just like, "Oh, this guy. He's just.
Man,
I'll just have
that
him be
has
there."
good face printing for 2005.
Yes.
You can tell that the torso is 2005, definitely,
I
but
played with
the
him
face
so
printing
much.
is
I
good.
used his headpiece to add to my like Luke Skywalker that I had made, my custom
Mm.
Luke Skywalker, which was just a B-wing pilot, no, an A-wing pilot. Um,
Does he have a
but I
double-sided head?
what's that?
Does he have a double print, front and back?
No, this was the only
No?
printed pieces there were.
Okay.
This I would be surprised to find these pieces. Actually, after the stream, I want to dig through my collection because I kind of have my newer parts and then my older stuff that I played with as a kid. I kind of have them separate a little bit,
Mm.
uh, so I can kind of go back and reminisce a little bit.
Yeah.
But yes, okay. Interesting. Dang, I learned something today. Now I have to find him and then add him to my EU stuff.
Just like you learned about the Boba Fett minifigure a couple streams ago. That is worth like $300.
Yeah, the prototype book, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he is clearing out the fires. We're introduced to him. It talks something I do like is they have the little character sheets. It says his
Oh
homeworld.
yeah.
Says, is a starfighter of choice, and then it explains what they did before and what they're doing now. Um, what do you think of the opening here?
I like it. I definitely like the little introduction cards.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine it like in a show, kind of, like
Do a
giving
freeze
the little
frame.
introduction. Yeah.
Do it like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, something like I was trying to think of an example.
Um,
Yeah, I definitely like it. I don't really like how some characters are drawn on this first issue.
yeah,
Like when I saw Tycho, I was like, that's a weird looking Luke Skywalker.
yeah. Tycho just looks like Luke Skywalker.
It's like
I
the
was very
haircut's kind of weird.
yeah.
I do like
Uh,
the way they draw this big monster though.
so that is the Gorax.
Is this the same one in the Ewoks movie?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
yes. And so we,
I
we
watched the
will
first one.
first one's pretty good. We need to watch the second one sometime.
Tragedy.
What's that?
Tragedy.
Tragedy? What do you mean?
Yeah. The second movie is just tragedy.
Oh,
Like
yes,
at
it
the
is.
start. Yeah.
It is. I've heard someone describe the first one as a fun Lord of the Rings Hobbit, or probably The Hobbit, a fun little
Mm.
adventure. And then the second one's Game of Thrones. Um,
Fair
but
enough.
we get introduced also to Tycho Selchuk. Explains his home world is for Alderaan, and so you can kind of see that. I think whenever they bring up somebody that was on Alderaan, we can kind of get more of an insight of why they fight. The planet blew up.
Yeah.
Which you're actually getting some backstory to Tycho, um, because you're reading about him in the Rogue Squadron books. And
Yeah.
so he's here with, I think it is, yes, Wes Jansen. He's Rogue 5. And
His his name is very familiar, but I don't remember where from. Was he in the movies?
I believe he is in the movies. He might be the the pilot that's in the back. of Wedge with the snow speeders.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
Because I maybe have heard him in the X-Wing books, but I'm not like 100% sure.
I think he's in it a little bit. A
Yeah,
Wedge
very
Jansky
briefly.
Lego figure goes for $120.
Okay, okay. I see
Wow.
you. I see you.
Yes, he is the pilot from the Battle of Hoth. Um, First joined the Alliance prior to the Battle of Yavin. Um, he was sick, so he couldn't fly in that one, but later served in Rogue Squadron. Uh, sorry, still coughing up stuff.
No, you're good.
But yes, he was in the movies.
Also, it's pretty brutal what he did to the stormtroopers over here.
Oh, the
The scout
Gorax.
troopers.
Yeah, which I love seeing the
Even
Gorax.
the belt. Uh,
Which the hit Wes and Tycho take care of the Gorax pretty easily.
mhm.
And
That was a nice
so
shot.
it was definitely. Um,
Talk about bullseye. You know what I'm saying? Get
mhm.
it? Badoots.
And then we get reintroduced to Wedge Antilles. Um, and then it gives a brief, synopsis about that he's like the only pilot that survived. I guess other than Wes, because Wes was sick
Uh-huh.
during the Death Star run, but he survived all of these. And I like that it mentions Yavin, Hoth, Endor, and also Bakura.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Like,
he's basically. Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're good.
no, like look at the art on this page
Yeah.
and then look at the art on the next page.
Yeah, that's odd.
I like the art like we're on the page with Wedge better.
Yeah.
That's what I meant when I said that the art gets better
Hmm.
progressively because this is
Yeah.
very like smooth like drawing, almost like 3D like, and this is like comic
Yeah.
style. But yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry for interrupting.
No, no, no. You're good. So he's in space cleaning up. Looks like A-wings, TIE fighters, all these things, taking all the scrap back. Something I do like, I know that this isn't crucial to the story in any way, but since I have these single issues, I get all of the advertisements. So I feel like I'm stepping back into 2005.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they all land down, and we are introduced to somebody probably not mentioned, for so long, Commander Luke Skywalker. So he is the leader of the Rogue Squadron, um,
Mm-hmm.
which for me, reading a lot of the other Rogue Squadron material, it's a little odd that Wedge isn't just the commander.
I know. I was like that. Wait, Luke was the commander before Wedge?
Yeah. And so they're, talking about the Emperor, Bakura, all these different things happening, um, asking why don't the, Imperials surrender. Um,
I like the point that Luke makes for that. He's like, so if our leaders died, you would just stop fighting? They're like, no. He's like, exactly, they wouldn't stop fighting either.
Right. For sure.
Which is very realistic. I like the way the EU handles the fall of the empire
Yeah.
better than just writing a trilogy and calling it a day.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
For sure. And so it's definitely been a long few weeks for these guys, and so they're going to get some R&R. And so one of the ways they get to that is they uh, basically they have a routine patrol, and they have to check on some stuff, but really it's just an excuse to go to Corellia, which this is 1 week later. So 2 weeks after um,
the
episode
empire
6.
fall. Yeah, yeah, episode 6, sorry. Man,
Um,
Corellia looks like beautiful on this.
yes.
Like it's you know how Corellia is like depicted in Solo?
Yeah, it's like
It's like so
Detroit.
depressing. But then you see this, it's like this is beautiful. It looks really cool, you know?
That's
Like
on the other
it's
side of the planet.
alive. Mm,
That's how they'd explain it. Oh, that's on the other side of the planet.
yeah,
Um,
I guess.
which, yeah, different continuities and stuff. It's beautiful. Um,
Better than Coruscant.
yeah, for sure. Because it also depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
So they're just chilling, briefing on different things. Was there anything that stood out to you here?
Tycho's outfit. You can definitely tell that he came from a rich planet.
Yeah. Well,
Super flashy, bro. Everybody's dressed normally, and then just you have Tycho pulling
yeah,
a Lando, big
like
cape,
there
purple
we go.
shirt.
I okay. So reading this, just seeing the imagery here, I really like Luke's yellow jacket. I don't know
Oh
what it
yeah.
is. Like it just brings me back to the original trilogy. He wears it for one scene in the movies. That's it.
Hmm.
But I do like.
Actually, no. So
What were you gonna say?
no, I watched A New Hope again
Yeah.
earlier this week with my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and when we were like at the end at the ceremony, I was like, man, I love that outfit. Like I
Yeah.
would unironically wear that. Like it really looks really good.
And I'm glad that they brought it back here. I think in the Marvel comics he wears it.
Yeah.
He wears them in the comic strips, which is just real nice. Um, also, Wedge is dressed like Han Solo,
Yeah.
confusing us,
But
man. We know you're Corellian.
I thought it was Han for a second.
Yeah, me too. I was like, what's he doing here?
Yeah.
He's like
I was like,
Wedge. I'm
why
like,
is Han
what?
here?
That's the Plan Tycho. Wedge? Like,
Don't they mention his clothes here? I don't know. I don't think they do. Never mind.
but anyway, they're talking and getting their needed rest. And Wedge is talking about hanging up the helmet, letting people like
Mhm.
Tycho protect the New Republic. Different things there. Um,
That's weird to like hear Wedge say.
yeah.
But when I read this scene, I thought it was Han.
Oh,
I read it thinking it was Han. I was like, "Oh, cool, Han's here."
yeah. Of
Because
course,
it's
Han.
only like a page later, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's some Han stuff to say. Like that makes sense."
Right.
You know,
Which it makes sense for Han because all Han wants to do is just kind of relax, but he keeps getting drug into things.
he's just guilt
Always.
tripped into
Just
fighting for
let
the
him
Republic.
nap, okay?
Uh,
But it is very odd hearing Wedge this way. But
yeah.
as
Now I'm like, dang, really?
yeah, um, Luke is talking about, but the fate of the Jedi does not, you know, ride on his shoulders now, and he's talking about his responsibility as a Jedi. Wedge is like, well, what's what are you gonna do? Rebuild everything, all that stuff, and so they're having this discussion here. But then Luke senses something's wrong. We see
Spidey
a
sense.
yeah, that exactly. I just watched Spider-Man 2 and like Spidey sense.
Da-da-da-da-da.
He ends up saving Wedge. I love seeing that green lightsaber with that yellow vest. I know the classic blue usually is with it, but
Oh, true. I never thought about that.
so this might be one of the first. Well, he probably wears it in the Marvel comics for sure. Uh,
Mhm.
which this takes place in between issues, um, because I think what scares them off the planet is the Nagai invasion,
Mhm.
because they ambush them here, and then they eventually have to just get out of there. And then I misplaced my Kindle, so I don't. I it's been a little bit since I've read it. I've just been reading issues like physical copies.
Oh,
um, and so they're under attack. They're fighting. Luke's doing this. I love the design, which we'll get into it more in the next issue. But the design of
the Dark Skull Troopers.
yes,
They look good.
they do
It
look
looks
good.
clean, man.
Yes, which I
Man.
didn't realize that there were more than one of them. I thought there were just one. I thought it was
Yeah,
just
no, it's these
big
two
captain.
guys and then the captain or commander or whatever he is.
And so it ends with there being a ambush um, on Corellia.
Hey, have you ever seen a Wookiee wear clothes?
Yes.
Really? I haven't. Oh, true, true,
Only
true.
thing I can think of. Why was there a Wookiee wearing
Because
clothes
there's a
again?
Wookiee wearing clothes on the last page.
Oh, I've seen some like Jedi Wookiees wearing robes and stuff,
Uh,
but that is it.
they usually don't.
Yeah, just go full commando. What if Wookiees just wore clothes all the time and Chewbacca was the weirdo?
They see him out in the open. Yo, dude, what are you doing?
Wearing,
What are
man.
you doing?
So, what do you think of these covers?
First one and the second one are kind of like meh, because
Yeah,
they're kind of like the same. I do
yeah,
like the last one though. Like, it's not that the art is bad, but I do think that it should be like the second one should be a little bit different from the first one at least.
yeah.
You know,
I do think that these are very like trying to cash in on the Rogue
X-Wing.
Squadron
Yeah,
books, X-wing stuff. It's like, oh, you want to know about X-wings? Here you go.
it makes sense. Makes sense. I want an X-Wing set so bad.
Uh, which one? Like the Lego set? Which one would you go for?
I think like the newest one, not the big X-Wing, but like the
Oh,
one
I
that
know.
comes with Leia and Luke and R2 and forgot the guy's name, the old guy. It's like
Obi-Wan?
high up in
Oh,
the.
what's his name? Jordana?
Yeah, Jadana.
Jordana?
Yeah, something like that.
Um, I actually have a Podamarin X-Wing that I'm thinking of taking all of the orange out of and just having a stealth black X-Wing,
Ooh,
which is actually, I think, within the expanded universe. If you consider the Brian Wood Dark Horse
man,
run.
like what sucks about Poe Dameron's X-Wing is that black and orange is my favorite color combo. Like, I mean, you can
Yes.
tell. You know, it's my favorite color combo, but
Nice.
it's like it's EU, man. It's new canon. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Let
yeah,
me look up Black X-Wing.
I want to build Corrin's X-wing and make a custom Corrin horn.
Ooh, because he's got green, right?
Yeah, his is a Corsac X-wing, so
Yes. Um,
is it green and red?
maybe.
'Cause I saw a green and red one look cool. That's a horrible image. Dang, it would really like be super easy to pick him out in a fight because
Yeah,
everybody else is orange and white. He is green and white.
probably why he got captured. I don't know. Spoilers.
Like this one. Oh crap! I didn't mean to do that. I meant to hold up share screen.
Trying to find the.
This one.
Oh, okay.
It looks good. I actually
It's,
like the green and white better than the orange and white.
yeah.
Mm. Oh, the other day I was telling you about like the combo of what's it called? That came with a Corrin and Whistler, and this is what I was talking about.
Oh, how much is that worth?
I don't know. eBay. It's going eBay. I didn't. That did not take me to eBay.
Should take that might take you to Amazon.
Okay. For $200. Jeez.
How much of a how much of an EU fan are you? What did you say it was? Corin and Whistler?
Yeah. Apparently, it was a Walmart exclusive. That's why it's probably super expensive. I wonder what this is right here.
It either could be the droid buildable piece.
Oh
Yeah,
no, it's oh
yeah, that's a dark trooper for the. So a lot of ways that they would get you to buy some of the other ones would they
Mhm.
would have little pieces. They still that do that today, which I'm surprised why. But
This is a pretty good fig.
yeah,
Also, this Dark Trooper head looks like the one Darth Vader where he's like, "Hey guys, why don't you join the Empire?" You know what I'm talking about?
be so cool.
Hey guys, the Empire
You
is
know
pretty cool.
that
Why don't you like join it or something?
that show got its own level of canon,
Mm.
and they didn't even release it on the hierarchy of canon. It's at the bottom,
Ah,
but it's its own level of canon. I don't know. It's kind of funny though.
it is
Which
pretty
is like
funny.
you could have just put it under, non-canon. But
Oh,
anyway, so
all right.
issue two. Oh, what do you think of issue one?
I liked it. It was like when I was reading it, I was kind of like, this is going very slow.
Yeah,
They're just walking around, like talking about stuff. Not boring, not boring. Don't get me
right,
wrong, but there was no action up until like the last 3 pages.
right.
So I was like, how are they gonna do this? Because like without it being rushed. Because I saw on the little like scroll bar right here on the side that I was getting to the end. And I was like, this is like not action packed at all. Like, how are they
Yeah,
gonna? Gonna be the conflict here? And then they throw that. They really like. It's only 3 issues long, and I thought it was gonna be super rushed and like not that well written, but it was really good. Like the way
yeah.
that they developed the story without rushing, but also it goes pretty fast. So
Mhm.
I liked it. Issue one is probably my least favorite. I think my like favorite is either 2 or 3, but they might be tied. But yeah, what'd you think?
Um, I was gonna say that I thought it was quite all right. But now that you say that about the slow burn to the big explosion, um, that I actually I appreciate it pretty much. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I do think reading it all at once helps that because I would have a problem with it if it wasn't. Like if I had to, I went to the store, bought it, came home, read it, had to wait a month, read the next one, had to wait a month, read the
Yeah.
next one. I would have a problem with that. But taking that step back, reading it together, I can appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah. I think weekly would have been a better uh what's it called? A better spacing for this.
Yeah,
But even then, I think it would be kind of like still a while in between issues.
yeah. Which I think, like, I never read. Okay. The only comic book that I got whenever it came out was the issue number 0 for it was Knights of the Old Republic and the Rebellion comic. It was a flip side one. That was the only one that I ever got of the Legends or the expanded universe runs. Um, and that was because I went to actually when the convention that we're going to um, this fall, whenever they started up, I think it was back in '05. My parents
Oh,
had
dang.
gotten, yeah, um, it might have been '06.
I
Basically, they
always
were
forget how like what year were you born? 98.
98.
Okay. So you're 4 years older than me? 3 years older than me? I'm
I'm
from oh
25.
01.
You're '01. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah. How old were you in '05?
I was 7.
7. I was
Yeah.
4. So yeah, 3 years.
Okay. Um, so my brother and I had gotten that, and so like the whole thing with the expanded universe, it's all there and not added on to, except for like issue 108. Actually, that was
Mhm.
the only one. That and then that was the only one that I spent my own money on. Um, but so I don't know the having to wait or having to, you know,
Yeah.
I have it all here at the tip of my fingers. Um, the anticipation, different things like that. I feel like we're spoiled now because we get like all 10 episodes of a show at once, or we get
Yeah.
the whole book, or you know.
I kind of
But
like that.
I do think it was a good setup for a 3-part story that I can read all at
Mhm.
once. Um,
It left me wanting more, even at
yeah.
the end, you
Okay.
know?
Yeah. So two starts off with it's still the midst of the battle. Um,
Just a side note, the colors that they use on this,
yes,
it was like really good choices.
I think so too.
Like it looks very cinematic, even though it's like a comic book. It looks
Hmm.
very like cinematic, you know?
Yeah, for sure. There's they're fighting. The rogues are fighting. 10 blew up the HEST. Luke forces it, but then we um, we see General Ware. I think I'm saying that right.
Can I just say something about Luke using the Force on the Walker real quick?
Yes.
I know I'm like doing a lot of like side notes,
No,
but
you're good.
this is very much true Sabakura Luke and like episode 6 Luke,
Yeah.
to where he is not that strong with the Force and he still relies on brute force
Right.
to fight, right?
Yeah.
But think about his introduction in Dark Empire, where he
That's
takes
what I was
down an
gonna say.
AT-AT effortlessly, just like,
Yes.
man. And that's like in a span of what, 3 years? No, it was,
Yeah.
I don't know actually. When does this take place?
So
5
this
ABY?
this is 4.
4. And Dark Empire is 11?
I think so. Because the twins are babies. It takes place 10 ABY.
So that's
Dark
6
Empire.
years. Never mind. Never mind. I thought it was less time.
No,
But
you're
still, that's impressive, like, uh, progress. And it's
right.
not unrealistic.
Yeah, it's a good amount of time. You slowly see
Yeah.
the development of him because he
Oh,
wouldn't be
yeah.
able to do something like this in Return of the Jedi, or maybe be able to scratch the surface. But he's definitely still Return of the Jedi Luke.
Yeah. And also, in here, he's still, like, jumping around the place, kicking people, like, um, I feel like he holds his lightsaber way more than he actually uses it. It's more like just for show a lot of the time, you know?
Which it does catch the attention of the Imperial officers
Yeah.
because they're like, "There's a lightsaber. It must be him." Um,
Yeah, I just feel like he's way more like, you can definitely like tell that he's like younger and like more wild and just more brute force, to where later on he is very like calm and collected and, like uses his lightsaber more for defense. Here is he's like on the offense like all of the time.
He's definitely still like the Marvel comics Luke Skywalker, um, jumping in
Very
there.
Anakin.
Exactly. And I think
Yeah.
his turn to the dark side in Dark Empire, which we'll get there eventually, I think that is a big turning point for Luke. That and the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah.
Thrawn trilogy sets it up. Dark Empire is where it just nails it into the coffin. Like, okay, here's Luke moving forward,
Yeah.
and we're still getting that slightly careless Luke here. Um, yeah. So they're still fighting. Um, Wedge pins down an officer. Wedge dressed as Han Solo pins down an officer. I just want to appreciate, it's
The
just
drip.
it's real cool. Look, yeah, like look at this guy. I saw this again and I went, oh my gosh, I forgot about this because I read this a while ago. Whenever I got
The
these,
drip is insane.
yes,
The red harness with the red visor and the red belt buckle with the all black fit on. That's crazy.
red and black are my favorite colors.
Okay. Fair enough.
If
Fair enough.
I made a Mandalorian, that's what the colors would look like.
Fair
Um,
enough. Yeah.
anyway,
Also, it makes the helmet look cooler, in my opinion.
mhm,
It's literally just a color change. But what before was just like, oh, look, it's a dumb scout trooper. It's just
yeah.
like that looks pretty scary. Like that looks menacing.
I also really like the Scout Trooper design. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I forget how like slim it is compared to like the Lego Shock Trooper, not Shock Scout Trooper.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I wish we had gotten the classic Scout Trooper, but in black,
Imagine, bro.
because we have the ARF Trooper from the Clone Wars in black, which is a beautiful looking figure. Um, but
And they're pretty similar.
they are, yeah. Um, but like having like that green one, the green Scout Trooper from the turbo tank,
Mm.
I I really like that. But to have a Lego figure of this would be very nice. I almost want to 3D print a Scout Trooper and then add these features to it,
Yeah.
which wouldn't be too hard. So
Oh,
10. What's that?
just about 3D printing. I'm gonna ask my sister what her friend's settings are, because
Yeah.
she has this friend. All his prints, they're like just super smooth, bro. Like
Oh, really?
no lines whatsoever. He doesn't even send stuff anymore because he found like the perfect balance to the settings. I'll show you some of his prints later.
All right, you'll have to let me know about that because I'm dealing with a lot of lines right now.
Let me text her about it right now, but we can keep going.
Yeah. So 10 goes um, after the general and his scout troopers, while the others they regroup, um, just put themselves together, figure out what's been happening, and then it cuts to the location of the base where the Imperials are hiding out at, and 10
Mhm.
is spying on them, and then he gets captured by General Ware. Um, Luke, Tycho, and Wes show up to try to help him, but they end up leaving, and then Rogue Squadron flies in. Um, which it is them, but well, actually, it's not. Or it's just X-wings. I
It's
guess the rest of Rogue.
R2 units flying them.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, not all the ships. I think only the one where Wes is, because right after Luke hops on and he says, "Nice flying R2. Now get the cannons primed and lock onto the tin nums and
Ah,
keep them."
that's very handy. That's how it
Yeah.
always is. Um, so they go off, but they disguise themselves with the civilian ships, and so they get away, or they slowly try to get away, but then the ties come after them, and then it's a dogfight in space. Artwork really great.
Hmm.
I like visually seeing and seeing it clearly, the space battle. Reading it's one thing,
Yeah.
and I do enjoy it, but seeing it is a lot better. When you finish, I think it's Kratos
Yeah.
Trap. I have a Star Wars fan film, or actually, it's an adaptation of something that happens in Kratos Trap.
A battle? Like a
Yes,
space battle?
like a space
Okay.
battle.
Okay.
So when you
Yeah, like
finish it, let me know.
okay, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I gotta get on that, man. I'm such a slow reader, man. I
That's okay.
really
That's,
have to get
that's
my
all.
act together, bro.
It's like the coolest visual. I mean, for a book, in
Mhm.
the show, or in
Yeah.
the thing. Um, so they go after. They take out the X-wings, um, and they say that they
It's
hope
very
they make it
detailed.
in time. Yes, this part, this next part, tore me up. Like the interrogation, or we'll get there. Is Sorry, I kind of flew through that like a dogfight.
Yeah. No, you're good.
This part just, it hurt me. Interrogation, Um, Also, this dude's a huge racist. For
Oh
me,
yeah, I was
like,
gonna say I was gonna say that we were the racist before, and this dude's a
yes,
real
this
racist.
is the real
Like,
race. Like, I don't know, something about in media, stories, real life, or whatever it is.
mhm.
If someone's genuinely being racist, I'm just like, you kill that person. Not in real life, but like, I mean, it
Listen, we're the
blows my.
ignorant racists, okay?
There, it yes, it just something just makes me so upset. I'm like, I want this character dead now. Like I was
Hmm.
like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, he is so cool. Nope, hate his armor. It's stupid because he's a racist.
It's stupid. No drip.
It's stupid, dude. Get out of here.
No
Um,
drip for you.
Even the like he cut off his hands
For no reason.
for, yeah,
Just to be
because
mean.
he's racist. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I see the problem with the Empire. I want Thrawn to beat this guy up.
Hmm. Man, listen, we're like ignorant racists. He's hateful racist, okay?
Exactly.
Me trying to justify it.
Yes. Racist towards Celestins. And it ends
They're
with
cool,
that.
bro. Come
They
on.
are very cool.
There's also another black stormtrooper over here.
Oh, I didn't know if that was a lighting or just that he was black. I didn't want to
Could be,
assume
but
his
I
race.
also don't know. Because they're supposed to be underground here.
Yeah.
And he just looks very distinct. And he's pretty close to the other guys. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it's a black stormtrooper because it looks cool.
I didn't want to assume his armor race. But
They don't want to assume his armor color.
you have
Bro,
wait.
what's up?
Okay, no, that's
You have a
that's the
different cover?
No, I have it. That's the one I got.
Oh, okay.
What did you think of issue 2?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It picks up the action from where the other one lacked a bit.
It's literally all action start to finish.
It is.
It slows down a little bit on the interrogation scene, but that's
It
it.
does.
Like it's action from start to finish, which is good. Like I really thought that they couldn't pull it off. I thought it was gonna be rushed, but
Yeah.
they did it in a well-paced manner. I liked it.
Yeah. Like kind of like what I said earlier. This would be a good like one episode of a show, or just a little. Sorry. But just something short, a little setup, maybe like the pilot episode. Haha.
Man, the ships, like whoever drew these comics, the ships are very, very detailed.
Mhm.
Like it's insane the amount of details that the ships have.
Yeah. Yours has the legend banner.
Oh, it does? No.
Just kidding.
Does yours not have it?
Marvel too.
Oh,
Got the authentic Dark Horse.
ew. I like Dark Horse comics better. I think Marvel didn't release like I know this is like a Dark Horse comic,
Yeah.
just Marvel reprint or whatever, but like I generally think that like the Dark Horse era had better comics than the Marvel era. Just in my
Um,
opinion.
have you read any of the new Marvel?
Like new canon stuff.
Yeah.
I read a couple of Vader issues,
Oh, okay.
but
I,
that's
I
pretty much
didn't
it.
I didn't know if you had more of an insight than me on that, because
No.
I would say that they definitely do, but that's just from what people say, because I don't
Mhm.
read it. Um, I Dude, getting to the end of the Star Wars comic runs is getting very sad for me, because I'm like,
The realization.
yeah, I'm like, I won't be able to go and escape into this new Star Wars adventure in a comic book. um, Joe Bongiorno has a list of some new canon stories that can fit into uh,
The you.
the EU. I might give those ones a try. Um,
Okay.
at least to go through something. I'm not gonna support like I'll probably buy secondhand, or like get them your method. Um,
My method. It's the Sam method.
the Sam method. You know, your streaming service you have here.
Yeah.
But I don't plan on reviewing them or anything. Um,
Yeah.
but actually, what I'm gonna do is I want to do a reread,
Okay.
chronological reread. Of course, we'll have our stuff that we do for the show, but I want to go through beginning to end again, and hopefully, we'll get a new comic by then. There's also some other comics that are like web comics. I'd like
Mhm.
to make copies of those because they weren't released on anything. Get my hands on those, read those, like the hard to find stuff. But
Mhm.
anyway, so
Hey,
X-wing Rogue.
real quick, what are
Yeah.
the Marvel comics called? Like the
Um,
original Marvel years? Is that what it's called?
yes.
Okay. How many issues is this?
108.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
I'm almost
Sorry.
there.
Sorry, guy. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. I can say that again.
I think that's the longest series in Legends.
Does this start like does this start in the OT?
Issue number 1 through 6, I think, or 4, or maybe 5, is an adaptation of A New Hope,
Okay.
and I just skipped those. I don't. I've seen the movies. I know that that's probably going to be another thing that I'll do. I'll just go through and read those, but I want to finish all of the like the non-comic adaptations. Like I haven't read the Thrawn trilogy comic adaptation because I've read the books. Um, I did read
I
like
like
but
um yeah, I like the comic adaptations because it gives me more of a visual on the story.
yeah,
Because certain things you can imagine, but like I want to experience it how the like authors meant for me
yeah,
for it to be experienced, you know? So like a lot of the times where I'm reading, I'll go on my phone and I'll look something up like I don't know, a new character shows up and they're
mm,
not like just a human Imperial with the same uniform. I'll be like, oh, okay, what does this person look like? Like Acer Salar, you know who that is?
who's that? I'm sorry.
Acer Salar. She's a Botharan. She joins Rogue Squadron at the end
Yes.
of Wedge's Gamble. Yeah,
Mhm.
like whenever she showed up, I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Like I wonder what she looks like. And then I went and looked it up, you know, just so I can have like the mental image in my head when I'm
Yep.
reading it. Yeah, but
The, actually, now that I'm talking about some of these, I'm realizing there's some comics that I've not finished yet. So now I'm adding to my list, and it's getting slightly longer. I haven't finished the
and the
Ewok.
depression's going away.
A little bit, a little bit. I haven't finished the. I'm like really behind on the Marvel stuff. The Marvel
Mm.
newspaper strips, the original Marvel series, and then the Ewok and Droids comics, because those
Okay.
were published by Star Comics, which is just a kids, I think Marvel. And then there are some lost ones too, which I'll get to eventually. But
Mhm.
I'm almost done with Dark Horse,
Okay.
and that's the saddest part.
Dang.
I'm gonna finish it with Legacy too. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna finish with the end of end, because I'm like, man,
Relax.
I'm missing Dark Horse right now, which I'm doing the digests for the Clone Wars, which had the Dark
What's
Horse
that?
feel a little bit, but it's also got that taste of TCW. But I think I've only got like 2 more of those. Anyway,
All
uh,
right.
yeah,
This scene is brutal, bro.
it
The
is.
start.
Man.
Jeez, man.
Honestly, this, like, sometimes I'll root for like the Empire at times,
Mhm.
especially once like it's Captain Pelion. Like I start
Mhm.
to relate with him and the Order, or the. I feel like Thrawn's Empire could work so much better than Palpatine's Empire. And so whenever someone sides more on like a more Pelion, where he's like, okay, we have a good morals, we have these good things here. Um, we want to build a suit of armor around the world, kind of like Iron
Yeah.
Man. I could get behind that. The Fell Empire,
That's actually the only empire I actually like.
which that's of course built off of what Thrawn helped build the Fell Empire
Yeah,
indirectly. Um, and
I actually
so
love
I
the Imperial Knights. Like,
yeah,
I had long hair, like I was telling you before. And when I went to get my haircut, I was like, yo, just give me the Antares Draco haircut real quick.
they look like Jerk.
Just make me look like him. I'll be happy, bro.
Yes. Um, what was it? I want to buy some of the Praetorian Guard, the Lego Praetorian Guards. They had like the battle pack
Oh
from.
yeah.
I want to get those, take the helmets off, and make Imperial Knights, like an Imperial Knights army, and get
That's a pretty good idea.
the Ahsoka lightsabers are white blades.
Mhm. The new ones are transparent. They look really good.
Yeah, yeah, the white transparent ones. Like I'm like, I might have to get me some of these, and
Yes,
then
sir.
I can do like the main cast of them, and then I can do my own ones, custom ones. But, yeah. Anyway, this definitely makes me sad for the rebels. Oh, what do I do here?
Are you good?
Yeah, I think I went into like full screen mode or something.
And I want
Um,
to slap this guy's head.
me too.
It's so shiny, bro. Just
Oh, I meant because he's a racist
oh,
space
that's
Nazi.
who. That's who.
Yeah. Um, yes, he is torturing Tin Nub, and which I haven't figured out if he is related to Need Nub.
I would think so.
Yeah. Um, they're looking into this. They go into this cave, and they see these. They look kind of like cat people. This is the rogues.
They're yeah, they're Salonians.
Salonians, yes.
Even though they look a little odd.
Wait,
Like some of them look like Salonians, but some of them kind of look like Bothans
they do.
sometimes. Like especially at the end. I know I'm skipping a little bit, but whenever they leave the cave, look, they look like Bothans over here,
Yeah,
don't they?
they do.
Yeah. So maybe it's like a subspecies or something. I don't know.
Yes,
Because
probably.
this Thundercats looking lady looks like a Salonian.
Yes. Now, Salonians are involved with like the slaving, right? I mean, they said that um, they were
No, they
enslaved.
aren't. Yeah, enslaved. They're not slavers though.
Okay, because there was some Salonians in TCW.
Those
Um,
were Salonians?
I think so.
Because
Um,
I know what you're talking about, but they're Salonians? I thought they were just some weird furries.
it was the slaves of the Republic.
What's
Which
Zygarian? The species is Zygarian.
oh wait, Zygarian.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, all right. Salonians.
yeah.
I know which ones these are. Yes. Okay. I was getting those mixed up. This is the
Uh,
from the famous image whenever Han Solo punches a. It looks like he's punching a like a ferret.
I mean, that's basically what Salonians are. They're
Yeah, I
just
mean, yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
huge ferrets, bro.
Right here. Have you seen that before?
I have. It's pretty good.
Here's your meme. There's your meme template for this episode.
Yep, yep.
Have there been any good meme panels?
Maybe one on the. I mean, I might make a drip meme from Tycho's outfit from the first one, because
Oh
just
yes,
super flashy, bro.
yes.
But there's also hold up, hold up. Let me
Because that's what
see.
this is podcast is really about.
Just the undercover operation for my memes in
Yes,
reality. Uh,
we can
oh.
go through it later if you want.
Yeah, I'll just show you later. But it's
Okay.
like just Luke looking creepily into the camera when they have when they're at the bar.
Oh yes, when he senses the disturbance.
No, no, no. Before that, they're just having
Oh,
fun, and he just
I
looks
got you.
so creepy, bro.
I got you. So they're investigating this city here at the Solistans. Solistans? So
No,
oh, not Solistans.
Salonians.
Solonians. You said Solonians, and I thought you said Solistans. And I was like, they do not look like our boy here.
No, 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 no. No, they're Salonians. I know that because of the very descriptive scene from Wedge's Gamble.
Oh my gosh, yes. See, that's what visuals help me. Because then I go, oh yes, that was that from this. Oh my gosh.
Bro, I was cracking up throughout that whole scene.
I whenever I listen to the audiobook, um, this is just anywhere really. If there's such a like interesting or a memorable scene, I'll just say that a memorable scene. Will remember the exact place I am at. So whenever I go to that spot, I will think exactly about these moments. And I think it was one of those sex talks.
Oh
Whenever I
no.
was like mowing around Lydia's garden, and so whenever I hit that turn, I think of that exact thing. I'm like,
Man, what like killed me on that scene was when Corin said, "How do you send your kid to war, but you don't you don't give him the talk?" Like, because Gavin's like 16, and
yes,
like he's like, "How are you okay with your kid going to war, but you don't talk to him about sex? Like,
oh my
what is wrong
god,
with you guys?"
come on,
And Corin's like so like uncomfortable throughout that whole thing,
yeah,
which like understandable, but it's just
for sure,
funny, bro.
yeah. Um, so they're getting the information from the not Solistans,
Salonians.
Solonians, and they're telling them about General Air. Um, no, where?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
My gosh, this dude.
Evil Dwayne the Rock Johnson. If this was made by Disney,
It'd
this
be
would be
Vin
The Rock.
Diesel.
Oh.
See
This
what
guy
he's
is a
saying
psychopath.
right here. He's saying family.
It's all about family. Man.
um, again, more torture. Then I get an ad. No, it's ads. They break in. What's that?
No, I was gonna say, how did the Spotify ads go again? Want a break from the ads?
Okay, so I can't have
Mid
ad
comic.
blocker for my comics here.
Mid
I
comic. Want a
thought
break
you
from the ads?
you don't have ad blocker. Um,
Man,
so where General Ware? Oh, sorry.
you're good, bro.
My teaching schedule has got me all tired at It's 12 o'clock here.
It's 2:34 right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I will wake up. It's not bad for me. So he's escaping. Yeah, hopping in the tie. And so there's a shootout, fighting.
I like the. This is what I mean by like the ships being so detailed. Look at the panel
Yeah,
inside the ship. Like that probably took a while to draw, man.
for sure. They go for 10. It was too late. 10 died. Okay, first time I read this, I was shocked.
I didn't think it was gonna die.
I didn't either. Like I I really only got to know him from him being in such a vulnerable spot and just being ripped apart. But I thought that he would have at least come off of it and been like, "Oh, okay." 'Cause this was the only X-wing stuff that I had read. First introduction to
Mhm.
Psycho. Wes Jansen, I knew him from the movies, but I was like, okay, this is guy too. Luke, cool. I'll read this, and then I'll read the comics as well. But I didn't know that he was going to die here. Um,
It's sad, man. It's
yeah,
really sad, but it's life, I guess.
yeah. I mean, it's not Star Wars without death. Um,
It's not new
so
canon for sure.
right,
People don't die on new canon. They just, hey guys, I'm alive. Two
yeah.
seasons later.
Unless you're an original character or from the
Oh yeah.
George Lucas's Star Wars. Um, and so Luke, I think Luke, Tycho, and Wes hop into Tie Fighters, um, and they're
Which
chasing
is
him.
really cool.
Which being in the Interceptor, I would prefer to be in an interceptor in a cave than a regular tie because they're more maneuverable.
Oh yeah.
Also, I love the tie interceptor.
No,
I don't
it's
know
really cool.
which one would you say is your favorite. Like if you had a tie
My
fighter.
favorite tie?
Yeah.
Probably Vader's. I really like it. The back
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
it's really cool. I like the tie bombers too, but I
They
think
are.
Vader's is my favorite.
I would go for a Imperial Guards tie interceptor. That's a red one.
Is that in Crimson Empire?
Possibly.
It's
They
because I
made a
haven't
Lego
read.
set for it, and it was a tie into Resistance, the show.
What?
But I would actually buy that.
Oh, that looks really good. That looks good. Oh, this one looks really good. Yo, this one looks cool too. It's not an interceptor, I don't think, because the wings are different. Do you see that?
Oh, I've not seen that one before.
Yeah, I like the wings. They're
Yeah.
cool. No, but this one's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah. Red and black. See.
I understand why you like it. All right.
Let's
Let
see
me
how much
see.
the Lego set is. Which this was like the only Lego tie interceptor for like a while. Like they had the original one and then this one, which beautiful by the way. But people are like, why don't you have the original? Like,
Honestly, bro, I'm just like really thinking about getting custom sets instead of like actual sets because there aren't that many like actual sets that I would want because it's
Yeah,
a lot of new canon stuff, you know?
for sure. Um, Going back to the comic, you're right. They do look like Bothans here.
Oh yeah,
Um, they
like
shoot
the
down.
elongated face.
Yeah, they shoot down the general. Wedge beats him up just as he deserves. Um, then they put him under arrest. Now I need to do a search here.
Ties him up with some rope, man.
Yeah, I need to know if
Uh,
this guy does return.
Oh yeah, because they
He
don't kill him; they only put him in prison.
he's
Huh?
canon.
What?
This guy is canon to Disney canon.
Of course he is. Fitting.
Oh, well, he was in a mobile game.
Oh, is it Galaxy of Heroes or what?
No, it was like Starfighters, whatever.
Oh.
You know, these are his own. This is his only appearance.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't really count that as canon.
Well, I was just saying within the expanded universe, these two issues were his only appearance because they tie him up and they're like, "Oh,
Okay.
he's in jail now," and we know what that means. He'll probably break out.
He did feel like a one-off villain.
Yeah.
You know, like he's psychotic, but like at the end here when they're about to catch him, he like breaks down. He's like, "Oh no, no, please, please, no." You know, like
He was definitely one dimensional. He just was a dude in a cool suit and
that's also racist.
racist torturing guy. Like torturing guy, torturer. Um,
Racist torturer.
yep. He's just an imperial. Um, yeah. What do you think of that whole segment, the escape, which really wasn't escape? It was just shoot this guy down.
This guy never had a chance, bro.
Yeah.
He's a fake tough guy. Never
Yeah.
had a chance. He was always ordering other people to do his job for him, so it's like typical high command imperial, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, it was cool to see them going after him, you know, but I already knew.
Right. Yeah. Especially reading the books, who, like, we didn't know about 10, which was very sad.
Yeah, that was definitely like, dang, bro.
Yeah, I'd like to see this guy come back and be fleshed
Somehow
out.
10 returns.
Well, no, not 10. General, the general.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, that would be cool, but at the same time, I feel like we already have like a bunch of villains kind of like him or that could fill his spot and are even better, you know?
like Coral, I think's his name. He's in the Young Jedi Knights books.
Mm.
He's a
I'm not there yet, so
okay,
I don't
okay.
know. You don't have to like. I don't really mind if it's just like a general spoiler. I get general
Well,
spoilers all the
he's
time.
just an old timey Imperial that likes things a certain way, kind of like
Gotcha,
this, but he's more fleshed out.
gotcha.
Yeah. So now a couple of days passed by, and Wedge and Luke are talking, and so Luke says, "Hey, you." He was passing the torch to him. He says that the Jedi
Right.
Order is not going to be building itself. Um, you know, a bunch of different things. These issues, I think, they needed to explain why he was, rogue leader, and they switched it. This is kind of why I think if it was a TV show, it'd be like a one episode type thing.
Yeah,
Maybe the pilot for a spinoff show, which
man. Real quick, because we
yes,
were talking to last week. His name is Tuck, right?
yeah.
Yeah. We were talking to him, and he said that Shadows of Mindor is in between. I could be tripping.
He said that was that in between. Would
He
that
said that
have
it was
been?
in between X-Wing. No, in between Truce and X-Wing. But well, it might be that it happens at the same time because it's a Luke story, and Luke is not in the X-Wing books so far.
Uh,
So it might be that he's just doing that. Is that a blue Mon Calamari, bro? What the hell?
that might be because there's a Moncal that joins Rogue Squadron.
Later on, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, oh, okay. So in the year that Shadows of Mindor takes place, um, oh, dang, a lot happens this year. Well, not a whole lot, but
Important stuff.
yeah. Like I saw took control of the empire. Um, Jarek and his Dark Jedi were defeated by Kyle. Utapau was
Mm-hmm.
liberated.
Depow. It's a cool
Utapau.
planet.
It is.
I really like that planet.
Mm-hmm. So yes, this the Shadows of Minor Mindor takes
It
place
sounds like a
during
Lord of the Rings book to me for some reason.
the Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah.
Um, it takes place right before Glove of Darth Vader, the Jedi Prince.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So,
So,
he hands the leader of Rogue Squadron over to Wedge, which that's what we're used to. And he's
I
talking.
like Wedge better as the leader.
You like Wedge better?
As the leader of Rogue Squadron, yes.
Yeah, I think Luke definitely knew what he was doing. Um, he
Not
knew
that
that.
Luke was a bad leader,
No,
but like Luke is a Jedi. That's
yeah,
the path that he has to go. And Wedge loves flying. Like he literally didn't want to get promoted because he loved flying so much. So
yeah,
that's the perfect spot for him. Like he's as high up as he can be without giving up flying.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Which that's an interesting thing with moving forward with the X-wing series. Um, so he meets the new recruits for Rogue Squadron, and he is told that they were all volunteers and they wanted to work under him. Uh, And so it leads off and with new adventures.
Real quick,
Yeah.
who from the X-Wing books can you spot here? Can you spot anybody that ends up making it into Rogue Squadron? Is that because that blonde girl, is that Lou Jane Forge?
I'm not sure. Let me go to.
I don't know. She had dark hair apparently.
Uh,
Because there was uh, a blonde girl, but hmm, I don't know. Who's Nawara's Nawara Van
I thought you said no Waru, and I was like, yeah, there's no Waru. I'm upset too. Like for
Nawaru. Another day with no Waru. What will I do?
wait, so these guys, I think, these are the characters that are going to appear in the comic series.
Okay.
Because there's the Quarren. He's from the comic series.
Gotcha.
Then there's another Soliston in the background. He's from the comic series. Yeah, these are all comic series people.
Okay.
Okay, the blonde. Yeah, she's in the comic series.
Okay, so none of these are like from the books, right?
Except for like the ones like you know Tycho and
Yeah.
oh, Winter's mentioned in this. I didn't catch that.
Where?
It says she's only mentioned in it. Did Tycho talk about her? Maybe Tycho mentioned her randomly.
What? When Winter showed up, but they didn't like say her name for like half the book, I was like, that's Winter. That has to be Winter. There's no way that's not Winter. White hair looks like Leia. There's no way that's not Winter. Then they finally said her name. I was like, I knew it. I knew it.
I really like Winter.
She is cool. She is cool.
Like
My
I
introduction to her was Jedi Academy.
oh really?
Hmm. Something that was cool from the start of Wedge's Gamble is when he's talking to Leia and she's like, "Oh, you don't have like anybody special. You don't have time for love." And he's like, "Maybe someday." And then, in Jedi Academy,
Wait, who said this?
Leia, she was talking to him, asking him about that.
To Akbar or
No,
Tycho?
to Wedge,
Oh, to Wedge. Oh, yes.
and he gets with forgot her name.
The Death Star lady.
Yeah, forgot her name.
The bird lady?
I don't think she's a bird.
I thought she was a bird. I think he gets with
Uh,
the bird lady.
she's like blue. but I don't think she's a bird. I think you're probably confusing with the people from the one planet that the Crystal Castle gets. Um, you know,
Yes. I know what you're talking about, but I thought he was like with some bird lady. Because didn't he
nah, I
have?
think she's just blue.
I feel like he's had dialogue about dating a girl with feathers or something.
Red Antilles.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, all right. Spoilers for the X-wing series. As you read about Wedge's family.
It's not them and Wexley, bro.
Be quiet.
I hate
Don't
canon,
bring
man. Oh my
don't
god.
bring up that. Oh my gosh. I read those books. I read those books. I read Empire's End in a day. I was so excited about it too. It's like, yes, finally. He's building up to the last Jedi or whatever. The Battle of Jabim, not Jabim. How dare I get these confused? Jakku. Oh my gosh, no. I looked up Wedge Antilles' girlfriends, and a little clip of him and Sabine show up from Rebels. Did you ever
No
watch
comment.
that?
No
Did you watch
comment.
that
Yeah,
episode?
I did watch. I did watch it.
I was like, oh, it's Wedge. He's voiced by Freddie from iCarly. Did you ever watch that?
iCarly or Rebels? Because I watched both.
Okay, yeah, Freddie from iCarly voices Wedge in Rebels. What's the name of the girl that helped design the Death Star?
I'm trying to find it, man, but I can't find it because Disney sucks and they try to hide everything that makes me happy, aka Legends.
It's okay, you have to work for it. Oh, you look up Jedi Academy, guess what comes up? The Diary of a Wimpy Kid knockoff Star Wars ones.
What the hell?
Did you read those books?
No.
There's something else. Just a little cartoon. Like,
Oh, I know which books you're talking about. I know which books you're talking about. Did not read
that's
them
what
though.
pops up. I look up Jedi Academy books. Trilogy. And that was before Disney, too. Goodness.
Hold up, I'm getting there.
Me too on that day.
I think I have it saved. Battle of Mandalore. Where is it? Okay, I'm getting to Cornscare. Her species is Omwati.
How do you spell that?
Omwati.
Oh my gosh. No.
What?
My- Was that her first appearance in the holiday special? Not her, but
Like the species?
yes.
I don't know, man.
It would have had to have been.
Squeezux. That's what it is. Jesus. I had to go to the dark web to find it. Gosh. 1 second.
It's sad to see like alien creatures that only appear in like. Oh, they appear. Their last appearance was in this random Legacy of the Force book, and it's like they're never mentioned again. It is sad. Oh, trying to find this stuff. Excuse me. When do they appear in the Disney canon? Ah. Oh, wow. That was the end of the Aftermath. Okay. Interesting. So, let's see. Star Wars comics. I want to see what we should read first. Or not first, next. Could go. Jeez, okay. I'm getting tired. So we could do, let's see, I wouldn't want to do Knights of the Old Republic because then we'd have to do Tales of the Jedi. Old Republic, I think, builds off of those. We might have to go clean through them. Oh, Jedi versus Sith might be something we could do. Jedi, the Dark Side. There were some prequel ones. Jedi Council Acts of War. The Death of Captain Tarpals. Oh, there's also the Java stories. Republic Comics. Jedi Quest. That's not too bad. Oh yes, we have.
I'm back.
Hey, I was just going through the comic book timeline to see which comic books we could do next week. I have a few ideas. So there's the Jango Fett and Sam Wessel comic books that we could go through. They're I'd say they're the length of about 4 comic books altogether. Because
Okay.
I think it's 2 specials that are about 60 pages each. And then there's that, or we could go, since we kind of are diving into the X-Wing stuff, we could go further back to some X-Wing stories before A New Hope.
The Biggs one that you talked about?
Yes. So there are, yeah. There's a Dark Horse omnibus called The Other Sons of Tatooine. And so instead of it being Luke, it follows a Tank, and then also it follows Biggs. And so whenever Luke has a one-off line in A New Hope where he says, that's not what you said when Tanks and Biggs left for the Academy. And so it's just building upon that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Last week we did Outlander, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can do a Mando story.
Okay.
And then do another one. Like either the X-Wing one or another like
we could actually start making kind of a pattern of like do like a Republic one, then like or like do Mando, Republic, and then an X-Wing story.
Just a random.
I feel like
for that.
Something like that, or I could pull something out of nowhere. I could be like, "Have you heard of this?" And then
it's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Or even we could just go through some really obscure stuff.
Like, I mean, I'm down.
Right.
I'm down.
I could probably put a poll up to see if we want to do something with Mandalorians, something with,
True.
Because like I was looking at most of the like Mandalorian stuff is in the KOTOR comics. To read the KOTOR comics, you kind of have to read like a couple other things, like the Tales of the Jedi and different things like that.
We could do some tales.
Yeah, we could do that.
Like chronological order tales, maybe.
Yeah, we could do. Well, we could do the Old Republic in release order. Because, like, the Dawn of the Jedi doesn't really tie into that, but it does tie in later in Republic. Because the Dawn of the Jedi, they're on Dathomir for something, and something happens. And then later, Quinlan Voss goes to Dathomir and has to deal with a situation that started to develop back then. And so we can kind of tie that, do something there.
Yeah. I mean, I would be down for Dawn of the Jedi. Just make a poll. Make a poll and we'll see.
All right.
We'll see where it goes because we have some pretty good options here.
All right.
But
I think I'm gonna end the stream, which we could talk afterwards, of course. But is there anything you'd like to plug?
No, just I stream sometimes. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Sam, for joining me. And
Yes, sir.
I hope you guys have a great evening. Bye.